Man, you guys just do not give up, do you? I think I've said it like 30 times over the last year. I am not doing a mock draft this year, but you don't give up. So, me being a man of the people, I guess today we're gonna do a mock draft. Do want to tell you guys right away before we start this video, I did not watch a lot of college football. I haven't been invested in it basically since Joe Burrow has been in college. So take it easy on me. If I say something stupid, this is me telling you front forth, I know. Also, as far as big names go, I know a handful of people, but I don't know everybody. So if I don't name a player and I just say a position, that is 100% the reason why. However, I do think I have a pretty good idea of what teams need. So that part of the video probably won't be as terrible, and maybe I can do some good. Anyway, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Happy Thursday. You guys already know what we're doing today. We might as well just run through my plugs and hop right into it. So 1, head over to gfuel.com, use code WyattzWorld, save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products. And 2, if you're 18 years or older, head over to Prize Picks, the daily fantasy app where code WyattzWorld will match up to $100 of your first deposit. But remember, always play responsibly, and let's get into the video. Alright guys, so here we are at the draft board list, whatever you want to call it. You know me, I like to make things as simple for everyone as possible. So I am going to be going in order for the draft. However, before we begin, I do want to tell you guys about the 5 teams who do not have a draft pick in the first round this year. Those teams would be the Browns, the Dolphins, the 49ers, the Rams, and Denver. How they lost their picks? Browns was the Watson trade. The Rams was the Matt Stafford trade. The Broncos, I'm pretty sure, is the Sean Payton trade. The Dolphins got theirs taken away from them because they were doing that illegal whatever it was 2 years ago or a year ago. And the 49ers lost theirs due to CMC. Think I'm right on all those. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But anyway, that'll take us to the first overall pick in the 2023 NFL draft, and that belongs to the Bears. If I'm the Bears, I'm trading this pick away. I'm getting Fields protection. I'm getting Fields weapon. Keyword, Fields. I am keeping Fields. There's no reason that they should give up on him. He is their guy. He has given them all of his energy. They need to continue to give him all of their energy. Get help giving him time to make a play and get him a receiver who can catch a ball. Pick number 2 is the Houston Texans. This one I do have a name and I have a position. It's a quarterback and his name is Bryce Young. I am done playing games if I'm Houston. Get your quarterback. He's gonna be there. Stop playing the dumb game. Stop thinking that guys sitting on your bench are magically going to turn into something. Up next, we've got the Cardinals, and I am taking somebody for the defensive line. J.J. Watt retired, and I'm pretty sure Zach Allen is going to be a free agent. Like, that's going to be a big hole. You got to get somebody to replace them. After the Cardinals, we are on to pick number 4, and it belongs to the Colts. I am taking C.J. Stroud here. And if C.J. Stroud isn't there, then I'm taking Bryce Young. Now, there obviously is a chance that either of those two won't be here, considering this is the 4th pick, but I'm a betting man that they will be. And much like the Texans, the Colts need to stop playing games. Stop picking up guys who are 40 years old and thinking that they're going to make your team great. Start fresh, rebuild. After the Colts, we are on to pick number 5, and that is Seattle. Now this one's a little bit more difficult for me because right away I thought DB, but then again I thought no, they don't need one. Their defensive backs are actually really good right now. Now they could take a quarterback early because Geno's not going to be there forever. However, I don't think they're going to. Especially if Stroud or Young aren't there, I don't see him taking a stab at Richardson or Levis. I think Seattle's going to grab someone who's going to be a menace on their D-line. Do I have a name for you? I'm sorry, no. But their secondary doesn't seem to be as terrible as it once was, and their offense is actually pretty good. All right, on to pick 6. It's the Lions. Someone on the defense, DB, linebacker, I don't care. They don't need a receiver. They don't need a running back. They don't need an O-lineman. They don't need a quarterback. They need somebody who can help stop allowing 400 points a game. Now, I've heard names like Cam Smith, Devin Witherspoon, Joey Porter. I don't care which one. Just get somebody who can help your secondary. That brings us to number 7. It is the Raiders, and I have them drafting a quarterback, and his name is Anthony Richardson. I think they'll take a stab at him because it's the Raiders. Now, I don't hate Anthony Richardson. I like him. I've seen a lot of highlights on him. The guy is electric, but he's also very inconsistent. So the Raiders are taking a chance there, you know. You're either going to get a guy who is going to be Lamar Jackson, or you're going to get a guy who's going to go out there and look like Kenny Pickett in his rookie year, and you can't have that right now. But you do need a quarterback, and if Aaron Rodgers isn't going to go there, I think I'm taking the chance on Anthony. And on to pick number 8, we got the Falcons. I am taking someone on the D-line, an edge rusher, a DT. I don't care. You need somebody who can get to the quarterback. They had the lowest sack percentage of all of the NFL last year. How can you expect to go far and win games when you don't have the pressure to get the quarterback down? Like, it doesn't work. Coming in at number 9, we got the Panthers, and I'm actually taking a running back here, Bijan Robinson. They could take a quarterback, but I feel like they're going to be pretty scarce by then, unless they want to go with Levis. And their running back game, after missing CMC, I don't think is nearly what it was. Unless you want to roll with Chuba Hubbard and Dante Foreman, who was very hit or miss, be my guest, but I'm going to take a running back here. And the reason I'm not saying another DB is because I haven't given up on CJ Henderson yet. He's complimenting JC Horn and Jeremy Chin. Like, I think that can be a really, really good tandem. All right, and that'll bring us to number 10. It is the Eagles. Good God. Whatever, man. Take whatever you need. If Jason Kelsey isn't going to retire, then not a center. If he is going to retire, then get a center. But aside from that, you do not need any offense. Get the hell out of here. Even if they're not keeping Miles Sanders, they've already said they really like Kenneth Gainwell. Seriously, do whatever you want. Just leave me alone. All right, on to pick 11, and it is the Tennessee Titans. How about you get a wide receiver so Treylon can have some help and Derrick Henry doesn't need to run the ball 45 times a game? Take Quentin Johnston, or who's the guy from USC? Probably gonna butcher his name, but I think it's Jordan Addison. Either of those two would probably make a really good pick. All right, on to pick number 12. It is once again Houston. I'm getting a wide receiver right away. You gotta help somebody with Bryce Young there, and if you're not gonna get a wide receiver, then you better get him some damn protection. Funny thing about them is, even if Johnston or Addison are still there, I don't think they're going to take either of those two. I think they'll take Josh Downs from North Carolina. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me being weird, but that's a good pick I see. You know, I haven't really thought about this yet, but what if the Texans swapped with the Bears and gave the Bears Brandon Cooks as well? Like, anyway, that'll bring us to pick number 13, and it is the Jets. I honestly think wide receiver, because like they do have Garrett Wilson, but they could use another dog there. And they could also add to the secondary to make it even more deadly than it already is, because they don't need to draft an O-lineman. They don't need a running back. They're not gonna grab a tight end here. Like, I think someone in the secondary or another linebacker even, just to beef it up, would make a lot of sense, and it would make the team really good. By the way, when it comes to linebackers, I am very, very brainless. I know there's Will Anderson and the guy from Clemson who's supposed to be really good, Trenton Simpson. All right, on to number 14. It is the Patriots, and I would say wide receiver, but guys, I genuinely believe if a wide receiver in the first round is drafted to New England, it is a death sentence. It is a waste. New England doesn't use receivers like they should be using them. They're a really weirdly ran team. When's the last time they had a guy go over 1,000 receiving yards? And don't act like Jacoby Myers isn't capable of it, because he damn sure is. I'm the Patriots. I'm taking an O-lineman. Georgia's got a guy that's really good at Broderick or something like that. Maybe one of them, but I would probably take an O-lineman there. Just give Max some time. Give your running back some protection. And on to 15, we've got the Packers, and I have a name and I have a position here. It's a tight end. It's Michael Mayer. Now, this is a shot in the dark too. They could easily take a wide receiver, but if they're not going to take a wide receiver, they're going to take a tight end. They need to get Jordan Love some help, and I think a tight end would benefit Jordan Love more than a receiver right now, considering how new and fresh Jordan is and how big and close of a target a tight end will be to serve him. Not that Tanyan's bad, but it might be time to move on now and get the next best thing, and Michael Mayer I think is going to be a dog. Also, do you guys notice how I talked about Jordan Love and not Aaron Rodgers? All right, moving on to pick 16, we've got the Commanders, and I'm gonna have a weird one here, but it's actually gonna be a corner. Even though their defense was like ranked 3rd, they allowed under 200 passing yards a game on average. That was really good last year. But dude, I feel like Kendall Fuller being your guy there in your secondary, I wouldn't expect a repeat of last season without getting some more stability and some more help back there. Washington has a capable offense. They have a very capable team. Roll with Sam Howell this year and try to build up a good secondary. Even though, like I said, it was good last year, I feel like they're gonna go downhill. Moving on to number 17, we got the Steelers offensive line next. Seriously, that's their problem. It's been their problem for like 85 years. Their offensive line is dreadful. Do I give Najee Harris a ton of shit? Absolutely. But do I think Najee Harris would do a ton better if he was on a team like the Eagles or Dallas or Detroit or the Jets? Oh yeah, he would do a lot better. Still think he has concrete shoes though. Number 18, we are back to Detroit. The first pick was from the Rams, remember that. And once again, I'm going right at the defense. Dude, they had the worst defense in the entire league last year. They almost surrendered 400 yards a game on average. Anybody will help. After the Lions, we are on to the Bucks, and I think they're going to take a quarterback. I think they'll take Will Levis. I don't believe that they're comfortable with Kyle Trask. I believe that they will use him if they have to. If they can't get Jacoby Brissett, Derek Carr, Jimmy Garoppolo, if they can't land anybody, then they'll use Kyle, but not a shot they sleep at night saying, okay, this is our guy. Will Levis, I mean, he has potential to be really good. He's just the quarterback I've heard least about. And that'll bring us to number 20, and it is once again Seattle. And this is Seattle's pick. Their first one was from Denver. Funny how these bad teams ended up being better than the teams who traded so much. I'm gonna guess they actually go for either a tight end or an interior defensive lineman, because I've read a lot that that's what they need help with. And I think a lot from you guys too. And that'll bring us to number 21. It is the Chargers. I have two priorities. Number one, a defensive back. You guys were getting absolutely murdered last year. Even when JC Jackson was healthy, he was a damn flop. And if you're not gonna get a cornerback, then you need to get an O-lineman, because like we just saw, man, Rashawn Slater is great, but he gets hurt and you guys are running around like chickens with your head cut off. Okay, that'll bring us to 22. Never do that again, Wyatt. It's the Ravens, and I'm taking a wide receiver. They're in the same boat that they've been in since 2018. Yeah, they got Rashad Bateman, who is great, but he battles a little bit of something called sheet of glass-itis, where he breaks every time he fucking walks. Not even sure who's gonna be around for wide receivers, but grab somebody, and grab the biggest son of a bitch you see. And moving on to 23, we got the Vikings. Not even really a question here. We'll take some secondary help. Give us a corner, give us a safety, give us a linebacker. Give me a fucking blade of grass. That will help. The only team in the league to have a worse defense than the Lions was, of course, the Vikings. The Vikings, on average, allowed 265 passing yards a game. The only team with a worse secondary than that, not complete defense like Detroit, but worse secondary, is the Titans that I can see. Pat Pete's probably not coming back. Cam Dantzler is the best corner we have, and he's really not that good. Like, he's fine. Harrison Smith is 80. Like, get help. And that'll bring us to 24. It is Jacksonville, and this is the only team on this list that I have nothing written down, because I don't know. I don't think they need any offensive weapon help. People forget they're getting Calvin Ridley. They got Trevor Lawrence. They got ETN. Christian Kirk is good. Evan Ingram's good, man. Maybe an O-lineman, maybe another DB, maybe a safety. This is a very complete team that a lot of people are overlooking, man. Like, I think you don't draft anybody with the Jags. They're gonna do still even better than they did last year, because right now they're just working on chemistry. After the Jags, run to number 25. This is weird. The Giants. Wide receiver, very obviously there, dude. They can't have grocery baggers catching them balls anymore. They need to have a real wide receiver. Do I think they're gonna get Odell Beckham back? I do. Do I think he's gonna be enough? I don't. He apparently has literally one of the worst knees that doctors have ever seen. Don't even want him on Buffalo anymore because of that. Like, seriously, it's really bad. So I think the Giants are gonna go ahead and they're just gonna take a receiver here and get it done with. Stop playing the games. Okay, on to 26, we got Dallas. And this one is gonna be weird, because I know like a month ago I made every season's offseason priority, and I said I didn't think they needed a wide receiver too. Okay, they might. And if they're not gonna draft a receiver here, I think they'll draft a tight end, because they're not gonna be able to keep everybody around. And understand where they were position-wise. Like, they've inked Michael Gallup and they've inked Dak, and they're paying Zeke a ton, which they might cut him or try and trade him, but they gotta try and work out contracts for Tony P, Dalton Schultz, Noah Brown, Jalen Tolbert, and they also don't even have a full contract to the future with CeeDee Lamb yet, who is gonna want to get paid as well. I really don't think Dallas is gonna have much of a choice here. I didn't think they were gonna need to go offense, but I think they're gonna get a weapon. On to 27, we got the Bills, and they're going to take an O-lineman, preferably a center. I don't mind Mitch Morse. I haven't hated him ever, but it's time, man. You saw Josh Allen's elbows after the final game of the year. They were gushing blood. The guy didn't have any time. He's getting thrown around every play. Help the man. Up next, we got the Bengals at 28, and they're going to have to take a safety or a defensive back. Eli Apple sucks, and Jesse Bates is not going to be back. They cannot afford him. Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, like, goodness gracious, man. That is $1 billion right there. Coming in at number 29, we've got the Saints. And why are they so back here? Is this a Sean Payton trade? What's going on? I'm lost with the Saints. They got a late pick, though. Either way, I'm probably going to take a quarterback here. If Will Levis or Anthony Richardson or any of the top 5 quarterbacks are somehow still in this, I'm going to grab them. Otherwise, I guess an offensive lineman would probably be beneficiary there. I don't think they need to go at the defense at all. Their defense is actually good. Too bad you can't draft a head coach. After the Saints at number 30, we've got the Eagles. Again, do whatever you want. Just get out of my life! And ending the draft, we've got the Chiefs. Yes, there's only 31 picks because Miami had to be fraudulent scumbags. Chiefs, guys, you fix what needs fixing. And I would say wide receiver, but you don't need wide receivers. Mahomes is going to make it work with anyone. Maybe a defensive back to go back and complement Trent McDuffie. Maybe that would make the most sense, but I can't come to terms with telling a Super Bowl championship team what they need to do because I can't win one! Anyway, guys, that is going to be it for my mock draft. I know it wasn't a full-blown mock draft, but like I said, I'm just an honest guy who's going to tell you guys how it is. I do not know everything that I'm talking about here at all, not even close to it. So I wanted to be the most neutral as possible. However, if you guys did like that video, you already know what to do. Comment, like, subscribe, turn that bell on. I do my absolute best to post on this channel every single day. With everything I just said, though, I'm going to hop off and get this edited so you guys can watch it on time. We should be playing Winnie the Pooh tomorrow. Shit. And yeah, as always, I will see you guys the next time I upload.